'cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.
Howdy, Eggsy. Just tweaking here. Not twerking, tweaking. I'm a new lion shirt in. Oh, stupid thing. No, just got finally caught up. I got help today too. I'm gonna jump right into this stuff. I do have my work to do. Oh shit. Of course.
York. So let me share with you what's happening. I do have some stories queued up. But Rudy Giuliani is AWOL. He's missing. Rudy was supposed to be in trial today. Nobody knows where he is. You can see, here's what Inner City Press just reported.
He absconded.
Says Rudy was supposed to be there today for his trial. He's now 1 hour late in counting. He's got a civil trial there. All the lawyers are...
Oh shit. I gotta wait for that stream to finish embedding. Go to the backup. There we go. Oh, Crowder.
Nice. Nice.
But that's not how it actually went down. No, Nick never got to deep fry that turkey for his holiday barbecue because Nick never bought that dream home with that big, beautiful yard. You see, Nick didn't think he could qualify for a home loan. He just assumed that his credit would be too low and his debt would be too high. If he just called the experts at American Financing, they could have helped him overcome those doubts and misconceptions. But he never called. Here's how it actually went down. Call American Financing. American Financing is helping homeowners save an average of $800 a month. And there are no upfront fees to say how much you can save. And if you sign up today, you may even delay 2 mortgage payments. Call 1-800-974-6500 today. Or go to AmericanFinancing.net/Crowder.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
Today, we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another. We are transferring power from Washington, D.C. and giving it back to you, the people.
Can be short.
Yao Hong Shu. We've been practicing that around the studio all day.
We have.
Xiao Hong Shu.
Jiao Hong Mi? No, Jiao Hong Shu.
Xiao Hong Shu. Xiao Hong Mi. So a lot to get to here today. You know, Biden's farewell speech yesterday. Former Vice President, soon to be former Vice President Biden, respect the office. It's about what you would expect, and of course, if you go on the leftist message boards, you see them really pointing out the idea of an oligarchy, failing to understand that's what we've lived under for 4 years. So we'll get into that, and also the value of posturing here today. We were talking about obviously the Gaza Israel ceasefire, Hamas, I should say, ceasefire. It's already starting to disintegrate a little bit because it turns out Hamas are not necessarily super honest.
Not great at keeping deals.
But there still is value of you see it with the president of Mexico. You see it with China. A lot of people say Donald Trump is being so extreme in his. These aren't policies.
There's still
red dye 40. We'll get into that. Number 4. There are threats. The mere threat, if people believe that you will follow through, here's the beauty. You can say a lot of things about Donald Trump. He doesn't get to 3 without consequences.
That one's,
and even if you think that he does, guess what? Russia, China, Mexico, Hamas, they're afraid of Donald Trump counting to 3. Do you understand? That changes the landscape. Also, TikTok is out, banned. We've talked about that. I think it's a perfect example of where libertarian conservatism has failed because people think it's a free market when you're dealing with the Communist Chinese Party.
Right.
What is now in, and many influencers are migrating, is Xiao Hongshu, which is quite literally even more communist.
It's the
name
communist.
Is literally a communist name. So
Also, a sneeze.
yes.
God bless you.
Also, they really like girls in small Yahong shoes. They like the.
Oh my God.
I don't know when that became attractive.
Yeah.
Oh, the size 4? Yeah. The size 3? Oh,
Mo better.
don't threaten me with good time. So,
This is Jiao Hong Shu factory.
yes, they do.
When I was 12.
Yeah, 19 hours a day.
It
was very-
Maybe a man.
So at some point, as we discuss China, because I hate China, not a race thing. I hate the country. You'll likely see this. Head on over to Rumble. It's a live show, weekdays, 10 a.m. Eastern. We will be live tomorrow. Of course, Friday for those who are members of Rumble Premium every day of the week. I don't know if we call it a weekday. I mean, they're still all days of the week, but it's a weekday. And next Monday, inauguration, special live stream. More to come. Question, how long do you think the Gaza ceasefire will... Oh, it's done.
There's already news reporting.
And what's your favorite win thus far? Is it the red dye? Is it... the president of Mexico saying, like, all right, we're going to reduce Chinese imports. Is it China deciding to play ball a little bit? What do you think is the biggest win in the pre-presidency? We need to actually include that now. There never used to be a pre-presidency, but it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing.
Daddy's coming home.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Thank you very much.
Why is that bad? Captain Morgan, CEO, how are you, sir?
I think I'm doing okay. I'm a little confused as to what I just said because it gets used against me.
I'll explain it to you later.
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I had a weird dream, but I'll explain it. But I did come up with a new idea for a belt. I don't think it'll work. You know, it will work.
It won't work.
It absolutely will work.
No.
We'll talk about it on Chat
We're
Thursday.
getting pantsed everywhere now.
And when you hear this, you know him, you love him. Friday, Saturday, February 7th and 8th at the Spokane Comedy Club. Lovely club. It's Mr. Travis Kelsey. How are you, sir?
I don't see it, but
I
I'm
absolutely
good.
see it.
I'm excited about the red dye ban. You know,
Yes.
I'm worried how they're going to make my Frankenberry cereal, but I have faith.
Aptly named
Yes.
Frankenberries.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Code red is code slightly pink now.
Yeah. It's
Code Pink's a different thing, Joe.
Look, this is one of those things. We'll
true.
get to. It's a liability thing. You know, they're going, oh my gosh, if RFK gets access to all of this information and everyone knows that we've been lying to them, it's going to go badly. Let's do this on the way out. So at least he can't claim that one. It's a transition. You know, there might be a case of senioritis going on here at the White House. Former Vice President Biden, he gave this farewell speech, and of course, it was dishonest. I've always maintained that he's not a good man. People say, oh, at least I disagree with him, but he's a nice guy. No, he's not. Garbage would be generous. Before we get into the speech, here's kind of the gist for those who missed it.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from the Oval Office This will be my final address to you from the American people from the Oval Office, from this desk as president. Upstairs in the residence of the White House, I've walked by a painting of the Statue of Liberty, I don't know how many times. The Statue of Liberty.
He doesn't know.
The Statue of Liberty is not standing still.
Huh?
Her foot literally steps forward atop a broken chain of human bondage, and she literally moves. Institutions that are rooted, they just might not reflect the timeless words, but they they echo. Like a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claremont, Delaware, sitting behind this desk in the Oval Office. My
You developed a stutter when you were 70.
Our amazing First Lady was with me in the Oval today.
And it caused you to lie.
You're the love of my life and the life of my love.
Oh, how?
Now it's your turn to stand guard. May you all be the keeper of the flame. May you keep the faith. I love America.
He's just doing Billy Joel lyrics.
God bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you for this great honor.
And what else?
17 minutes in.
That's it.
I didn't realize he's literally just doing Billy Joel lyrics. That's why you're keeping the faith. Inflation. Is that all you got for money?
Modest beginnings.
Hey.
Uptown girl.
I'm moving out. Moving out. The theme of the speech, by the way, really seemed to be, you notice, Statue of Liberty was centered around that, which, by the way, makes sense, happens to be the theme of the cosplay night at the Biden boudoir, which, that is. Also, what a correct.
I'm just glad he's finally with a woman, you know?
Yes. Well, at least he's watching.
There you go.
I hate to be a stickler here, but the Statue of Liberty cannot literally move.
That's true.
It may be able to figuratively move. If it did literally move, look like this.
How did he get up there? He's so lost. He's like, where?
That's Operation Dumbo Drop.
Operation Dumbass Drop.
Yes. Hey, come on.
I stutter.
Hey,
Was that a joke?
hey. It's still rock and roll to me.
Oh, jeez. Back to that.
What's the matter with the tie I'm wearing? It's not too wide. You're too wide. I remember. I walked through Bedford Stuyvesant alone. What?
It was when I wore a younger man's clothes.
I was sleeping with the television on. All right.
Gear?
I don't know, but they say only the good die young.
So
I'm still here.
Keep waiting on my turn.
All right. There was a lot that was spoken in this farewell speech. So this is the last time we'll be able to do it. It's time for some claim truth. All right, again, just on the theme that former Vice President Biden is not a good man, has never been a good man, and he didn't have a stutter until he was 70 years old. His claim was that he has been president for all Americans.
In the past 4 years, our democracy is held strong. And every day I've kept my commitment to be president for all Americans.
Bullshit.
It's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
That's
Here's the truth. No.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. This MAGA threat is a threat to the brick and mortar of our democratic institutions. But it's also a threat to the character of our nation. That gives our Constitution life. You know, Trump and his MAGA supporters not only embrace political violence, but they laugh about it.
You called your opponent an existential threat. On a call a week ago, you said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye.
I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. We got to lock him out.
I made it worse. I didn't say crosshairs. I mean bullseye. Lots of people can try to get him.
Sure, that he was just accused of saying that.
Yes. Sure, that means the same thing. Oh, you may be right. I might be crazy. But
I hate this.
no, but it's just maybe you're looking for. That's not what we're looking for from Vice President Biden. Turn out the lights. Don't try to save me. Let's go to the next claim.
I've been doing this for the longest time.
Oh, for the longest time. It's something he would do. It's not that far off.
Just start reading a script.
It's like how the funeral at Carter had like that speech from Meet the Parents.
All right, sorry. Okay, we have to. By the way, Tim Kaine always looks drunk. Lady Lane always looks drunk. Full screen on CNN.
A little bit.
He always looks drunk.
Too much.
Hey, he's flushed in the cheeks there.
It is.
Push us into needless military expenditures and even hostilities.
Wow. Okay.
That we shouldn't
All right.
be in.
Sorry.
Come on, Virginia, do better.
We'll reset this again with the. Let's bring the claim back up. The claim from former Vice President Biden, and this is important because I don't want you to allow anyone to venerate him as gee, he was a decent guy. We just went through that with Carter. Carter was not a good man. He was not a good man. He was not a well-intentioned man. That is false. He was a bad person. He was a bad president, and his post-presidency was even worse. I don't say this to cheap shot. We've been making these shots while he's in office the entire time. Figuratively, I meant bullseye, not target. Don't allow people to say that he was a good guy who we disagreed with. Nope. No, he was not. Because his claim here is fundamentally dishonest on every level, that he created 17 million jobs for Americans.
At home, we've created nearly 17 million new jobs, more than any other single administration, a single term. Millions of entrepreneurs and companies creating new businesses and industries, hiring American workers, using American products.
Okay, so here's the truth. You know well enough that most of the jobs that would be considered part of the economic growth were returning jobs from COVID. Okay, that was 9.4 million jobs. But here's the more important truth. 25% of the jobs under the Biden administration were government jobs. Okay, so that's just taking your tax dollars to give it to someone who may or may not have rightfully earned it. And then we said employing Americans. Here's the really disturbing truth. Native-born Americans had zero job growth. None. No new jobs. Foreign workers, over 6 million new jobs under the Biden administration.
Jeez. That makes sense.
Want to go back to that H-1B talk, to be clear? So that's the part that is dishonest. He says, okay, we'll give it to you. They returned from COVID that you guys helped orchestrate and kneecap Donald Trump. He's going to come back as 47, so you have to deal with that. But for Americans, we employed Americans. There is no way that anyone in his entire administration can justify that. Reference is available, as every show, link in the description. Here's another claim that former Vice President Biden made, that you need to be afraid. Right? Well, I don't know what happened to unity, but an unchecked oligarchy is going to usher in a new era of, and this is a term they really like to use, misinformation.
Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy.
Listen to the slur here.
Our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead. Americans are being buried under an avalanche of misinformation and disinformation, enabling the abuse of power. The free press is crumbling. Editors are disappearing.
What?
Social media is giving up on fact-checking. The truth is smothered by lies told for power and for profit.
Okay, before I get to the truth, I can prove this in real time. Can you rewind it right to where he says, we really were trying, was he saying pillars? Was he saying editors?
Sure,
was he saying
errors.
Elmers? Was he talking about glue?
I think it's errors.
Let's see what he says.
The free press is crumbling. Editors are disappearing.
Editors?
I think
he's saying editors. Okay.
Hitlers.
And his entire speech was riddled with this, by the way. Okay, when you say misinformation, do you mean like the press carrying your water saying that you were mentally fit for the job? Because we just saw that you weren't. And we saw it in the debate. That debate will go down as historic because it will be the moment that Americans realize they were completely lied to. Everyone, a chorus, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC. Take your pick. Everyone outside of half of Fox News. Said, oh, come on, this guy is fit. That's an unfounded attack that he's unfit. That's ageism. And then everyone watched the debate and said, oh my God, this man's not in charge of anything. But here's some more truths for those of you who don't know when he talks about misinformation. The truth, we just had this for the last 4 years. You have big tech censorship, especially, by the way, on the topics that were at Biden's behest, like the story of his son, right? The Hunter Biden laptop was something that the Democrat Party wanted to suppress. I understand that was during an election.
It was made up, and then he was, then excused for it.
Yep. Then you had COVID, right? The 2020 election. Anything even critical of the vaccine, or even pointing out that there could be side effects. In other words, even pointing out the degree of side effects with the mRNA injection that might be comparable to other side effects of drugs. And the media lied simultaneously. They lied about Trump. They lied about January 6th. A lot of you believe that. We lost viewers because we said it's not what you think it is. Now people know that. They hid the mental decline that we talked about. Hunter Biden. I mean, this is the guy, by the way, when he talks about an oligarchy, do you mean like weaponizing the DOJ, pardoning and protecting corrupt politicians or family members? Do you mean politicizing coverage of every single political event, whether it's for gun control, abortion, falsely claiming that women are dying because they can't get abortions? Let's just be really clear about this. Yeah. On the way out, he lied. He lied his entire time in office. Barack Obama was worse as far as weaponizing our agencies, our institutions. That's why he talks so much about the institutions. Yeah. You got to trust. He doesn't talk about our values, the Constitution, the American people. He always mentions the institutions first if you watch his speech. The institutions, they're so important. Oh, you mean government control.
Yeah. But let me clarify. So he said we've given up on fact checking. No. We gave up on the fact checkers. That was the problem. We still want fact checking. We're just doing it through community notes instead of having a pre-selected list of people that are going to lie to us every single time and tell us that you're mentally fit, like you've listed out these examples. That's the kind of stuff that they fact checked.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, for the party that's against oligarchies and is for the people, the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party, they're certainly against crowdsourcing information and fact checking.
Well, they're the elites. They're the only ones that can be the gatekeepers. And by the way, they're just mad we got us a billionaire. They had George Soros.
Yeah.
We went out.
We got a Medal of Freedom.
And by the way, did you see that Nina Jankowicz, the one who headed up the Department of Misinformation, I believe it was, lasted 1 month. Now she's the head of some nonprofit, and she's furious about Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, I wonder why.
Saying that it's a travesty. It's a crime against democracy. So again, the mask comes off. This was the person we were told would be unbiased, just like former Vice President Biden was mentally fit. By the way, we mentioned this early on the show, American financing. If you guys are actually looking at a home loan, or you just want to get a better rate, no upfront fees, you can close in 10 days, you can save up to $800 a month. Call 1-800-974-6500 or go to americanfinancing.net/Crowder. I can't recommend them enough. Yeah.
Don't forget the number.
Say it.
NMLS 182334.
I don't know why I have to say it. I don't like saying it, but that means that I'm legally cleared.
334.
Let's go.
Speaking binary?
I don't know what any of this means. And by the way,
I've got an admonishment for both of us in my back pocket. I'm just waiting on it.
What is it?
No, I'm not going to tell you when we get there. We'll both.
I mean, I could just admonish Gerald for fun.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Admonish him for the mystery.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time tool, man.
For the mystique.
Hit it.
Severely admonished.
What? Yes, you deserve it.
No. I said I had an admonishment for both of us.
Yeah, but
we both got something wrong.
What do we get wrong?
I'm not going to tell you until we get there.
You took it for the both of you.
It'll be when we get to RFK.
What did we get wrong? Are you minority reporting?
You said red dye number 40.
No, sorry, red dye 3.
And I said 4.
It's red dye 3.
It's 3.
Did I say in the intro red dye 40?
You said 40.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I said
red
4
dye 3.
to correct you when I was wrong.
Are they the same thing, red dye 40 and red dye 3?
I like the red dye
or is
right
it
now.
blue 40? Forgive me.
Those are the same numbers, yes.
Forgive me. Hey, come on. It's not like I said dinosaurs aren't real.
Yeah, well, I understand.
Wow. We really screwed that one up.
There's a
Well,
guy.
Gerald said the earth is flat.
I remember you said that yesterday.
If the earth was a globe, then if it's spinning, then I'm going to go up in a helicopter. Why do I land in the same place? I'm like, Gerald, you're not going to understand this answer.
Swear to you, if you post something on X saying, I knew you were one of us, I will blast your account.
And by Monday, the inauguration, I believe I have some surprise guests. We'll be interacting with you, doing a special long live stream here. I believe it starts at 10:30 Eastern. Right? 10:30 Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. And if you want to stay in touch, best thing is download the Rumble app if you're subscribed.
Yeah.
Just subscribe to, and you'll only get notifications for the live stream. So download that Rumble app. That's the best thing you can do. Hit it, Tool Man. I'll admonish you.
I was gonna put this. It's 11:30 Eastern.
Oh, okay. So
We need more
10:30
admonishments.
Jeez, man.
How many do
You're
we have?
addicted.
He's doing this on purpose.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. Now I'll do this.
Yeah, download that Rumble app. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Tim.
It's a Pavlovian response because when I hear that downbeat, I was anticipating an admonish and it moved.
Freeze.
Oh, did it? Up or down?
Freeze.
Oh,
Did it knock off
doesn't
your
matter.
stupid belt
It's
buckle?
50 Shades of Toolman.
Freeze.
I'm gonna explain that belt buckle dream that I had.
It's not going to work.
It's a new belt buckle, guys. I had a whole dream about it.
No.
I wrote it down and everything.
Well, don't say it on air. Someone's going to take it.
Yeah, someone's gonna.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna be totally screwed.
Probably the Chinese.
And then they'll fail at it.
So let's get to this. There's a real value in posturing. Now, this is something that may be foreign to some of you, not to men. We understand this because we grow up with it, right? If you look even in the animal kingdom, and no, I'm not saying that we are the same as the beasts, but outside of lions, a lot of animals, their fighting is posturing. Like even if you look at the most vicious animals, bears, they don't fight to the death. Once one of them kind of realizes, okay, I'm outmatched, they move on down the trail. That's a lot of things in life, and certainly as it relates to politics. Why do you think that Trudeau was such a joke? So we see this now because of the ceasefire agreement that seems to be falling apart.
Look,
right? Donald Trump understands this better than anyone out there. He wrote the book on it.
Hear me say faggot,
So,
and they're like,
for those
oh,
of you
no,
who weren't
she's
aware,
saying it in
yesterday
a
this
derogatory
ceasefire had been
way.
reached. We have a brief kind of video for you, but then I want to get into some of the other wins that have already happened before Donald Trump has taken office. And the why is, okay, he's not in office yet, but the posturing, the positioning, the threat is a very valuable tool, provided your enemies or bad actors believe that you'll follow through. So first, let's start this with Israel and
Bears of the devil.
terrorists.
It gives us great pleasure in Qatar, Egypt, and the United States to announce the success of the joint mediation efforts and the fact that the two belligerents in the Gaza Strip have reached a deal on the prisoner and
narrated
the
by the
hostage
Grizzly Man
swap and announce a ceasefire in the hopes of
Makes me want a
reaching
picnic.
a permanent ceasefire between the two sides, as well as allowing the access of large quantities of relief aid to the Palestinian brothers in the Gaza Strip.
He doesn't like that. What's his name? Herzog?
That's it, Warner.
When I look into the cold, lifeless eyes of Hamas,
Yes, it does.
I do not see a potential friend, but only the lifeless beadiness that is empty and devoid of humanity. Perhaps he can find a friend in nature's bear. So that happened, and then Biden immediately tried to take credit for the ceasefire.
The elements of this deal are what I laid out in detail this past May, which was embraced by countries around the world and endorsed overwhelmingly by the UN Security Council. This is the ceasefire agreement I introduced last spring. Today, Hamas and Israel have agreed to that ceasefire agreement.
Well, none of that is correct, by the way. And I want to ask you if you think Biden or Trump, because the next question comes to him from someone saying, hey, how much credit does Trump have for this? You had something you want to say really quickly.
What changed? You
Yes.
said you introduced it last spring and everybody around the world was happy with it, except for Hamas and Israel. What changed? They came to the table finally. What do you think happened?
Another good hot take from Gerald. So,
Well, they had a New Year's resolution, probably. They got to follow through on the resolution.
Less terroristy. I will commit less terrorist act this year.
yes, that's exactly. I will drink less wine made from Jew blood. So then, of course, the natural follow-up was, hey, do you think that this is you or Trump? And being surprised that the press may actually challenge him, Biden, in refusing to walk away because he can't do it, his ego won't allow it.
Yeah.
This was his response.
Thank you.
Folks, credit for this, Mr. President, you or Trump?
Just leave.
Is that a joke? Oh, thank you.
Jeez. And by the way, you can't let girls start way too late.
Well, he probably does believe that. Just like Billy Joel's perverted.
So
Yeah, exactly.
he said, is that a
reporter-
joke? Then his State Department actually thanked Trump for his role in brokering the deal.
We, of course, thank the Trump team for working with on this ceasefire agreement. We think it's important that they were at the table. And I think it shows that when Americans are willing to work together across partisan lines, as we were willing to do on this occasion, because it's in the national interest of the United States, there's a lot that we can get done.
And then Netanyahu thanked both Trump and Biden, emphasis on the Trump. And then Arab officials told the Times of Israel that Trump's envoy did, quote, more to sway the premier in a single sit down than outgoing President Joe Biden did all year.
I'll take it from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
That reporter, by the way, when Biden goes, is that a joke? The reporter said, no joke.
No.
It's not a joke, folks.
It's not a joke.
I mean, it's your last day with him. Might as well burn a bridge.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you trash your locker.
Yes.
You might be surprised, by the way, that the entire Arab world is actually excited by this. A lot of people don't realize they do want peace and stability to some degree, even if many of them don't like Jews.
Yeah.
They've been pretty happy about it, as seen with the dropping of the latest hot track from Destiny's Child Bride.
Hostages are coming home. He ain't even in the White House, but already in the zone. They know the gravy train is about to end. Everybody in the world know we about to beat Trump and Trump. Couldn't leave well enough alone. Push it too far, now they're getting overthrown. Can see those knees as they start to bend. You know they try to play it dirty, now they about to beat Trump and Trump and
Unfortunately, all of them were circumcised.
Oh. The girls?
Yeah, not willingly. Jeez. Cultural relatives. This is one of those where people say, like, oh, all cultures are equal. No. I think it's always bad to circumcise women. How about that? I think it's always bad to remove women's genitals so that they may never experience sexual pleasure. Period. I think we're better than them. You can comment. Hey, does that make me Islamophobic? I'm fine with it. Comment below. Are you fine with it? I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I think we all are. Hey, why do you think you're better than them? Because they saw off young girls, pardon me, clitori.
I'm not saying I'm great. I'm just saying. I'm better than that.
We've all made some mistakes.
Yeah.
I've never done that. So Trump responded to the deal here on Truth, and we'll get to what the deal looks like and how it's falling apart. And this is my, I guess, first Trump impression of the year.
Yeah.
He said, this epic ceasefire agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November. And it is historic, folks. Everyone says so. As it signaled to the entire world that my administration would seek peace and negotiate deals to ensure the safety of all Americans and our allies, lots of Jews. I'm thrilled American and Israeli hostages will be returning home to be reunited with their families and loved ones. We've achieved so much without even being in the White House. Just imagine all of the wonderful things that will happen when I return to the White House. And my administration is fully confirmed so that they can secure